And we're live, everyone. Hello. So, welcome to the first episode, the pilot episode of the Global Entrepreneurship Series presented to you by BounceBack Network. In partnership with Global Chamber, Business Enabling Tool, and of course, our LMIS partner, Bluepoint Foundation and Dominguez Marketing Communications Inc. It's also brought to you by Digital Bayan and, of course, BounceBack Philippines. Before we begin, again, we thank you that you joined us on this hot afternoon in May. And please, without further ado, let's welcome, the founder of BounceBack Philippines, my friend and colleague Jason De La Rosa, to officially welcome us to the first episode of the BounceBack Global Entrepreneurship Coaching Series. Okay, Jason?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the first episode. This is the pilot episode of the Global Entrepreneurship Business Excellence Coaching Series. And, I'd like to thank all of the partners for putting this together. And BounceBack PH is very, very happy to have this kind of program, especially during this crisis where we really need to equip ourselves. Because we just don't want to, recover from the crisis. We want to rise above this crisis and bounce back better than ever. So welcome to this. This is just part one of a series of coaching activities, mentorship, and I'd like to invite everyone from BounceBack to join this program of ours. And we all of the partners are working hard to make sure we train a lot of people during this crisis. And so, Sam, thank you very much again. And maybe you'd like to introduce our speakers for today.
Yeah, Jason, thank you very much. I think we should tell our big community that last week we had the press conference. We invited select friends from the media, and thank you for your coverage. We have more than 12 or more than a dozen features already from our media partners, and then we also have invited in that event our early adapter program. Jason, just to recap, and to also share to our bigger bounce back network communities that. And this partnership is actually officially born during our anniversary. Remember, that's March 12, right? So when we had the whole day event, it was bannered by the ICT Secretary, Gringo Honasan, right? And of course, DTI was there, that Eddie sent their messages. And this is one of the fruits of our Digital Bayanihan initiative. In case you don't know, Digital Bayan initiative aims to train 10 million Filipinos, to help them to become world-class digital professionals. And this is one of the projects that went off, because of that partnership. And in a nutshell, it's actually a partnership of, equals, because BounceBack Philippines is a community of Filipino entrepreneurs. Global Chamber, is a community of global entrepreneurs. And then you have, business enabling tools, which is, really a platform for entrepreneurs on which to build their business. In addition, we also have our learning management platform partner, Bluepoint Foundation. And of course, this was, enabled, shared to the media and to our business partners through Dominguez Marketing Communications. They have been supporting BounceBack since, the early days. So what's different about this one, Jason? I think we should share with them that this is a series of 10 talks, right? Focusing on, how to build a global business, listening to global entrepreneurship, at the same time being excellent about it. So our good friends from Global Chamber and, Business Enabling Tool had lined up, local and global speakers in the next few weeks. So join us every Wednesday, 5 p.m. onwards, okay? And the beauty of this, that Jason, if you will finish the 10 episodes and take an exam, you can get the first ever, certification program from BounceBack Philippines. This is the Certified Global Entrepreneur Adept. So there's a digital badge. We'll show the digital badge later. And it's going to be provided, of course, by Bluepoint Foundation. So without further ado, let me introduce us our first speaker for the evening or for the afternoon. Okay, Disen Maharaj. Disen's passion has always been to assist MSMEs to grow and become sustainable. And to follow this passion, he co-founded the Business Enabling Toolbox. It's a unique digital advisor and business manager for aspiring entrepreneurs, startups, and SME businesses. BET, as acronym, coaches businesses and empowers them to make better decisions that result in growth, improvement, transformation, and sustainability. He's from Johannesburg, South Africa. He has over 15 years of local and global experience across multiple sectors and industries in both the public and private sector. Dishan leverages his holistic experiences and has aided in the creation of BET, which continues to see global success. So, Jason, before we introduce Dishan, Dishan has gracefully donated, to Bounce Back Philippines over 100 licenses, of
Wow.
PET. So it costs around 350 US dollars for 1 year subscription. So roughly, Descent has invested 35,000 US. Wait, my math is correct, right? So 35,000 US of worth of free licenses to Bounce Back Philippines in the community. So please take advantage of it. Descent will be announcing it also later. So without further ado, let us introduce our first speaker, Mr. Our good friend Dishen Maharaj.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the warm
Yep.
introduction.
We'll be
Now,
exiting our edition. Okay. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much and welcome. Okay.
thank you, Sam. Thank you again for the warm introduction from yourself and Jason. As I mentioned in the press release, we are delighted to be associated in what we think is going to be an exciting program in the business excellence and entrepreneurship space. Today, Colin and I are going to be talking about a topic very dear to us, and I'm sure a lot of you too, hence your interest in our program. It's something that really is the backbone of many economies globally, and the decision to pursue this type of career path, for the lack of a better term, is rather bold, and that is entrepreneurship. So, what is entrepreneurship? There are so many dictionary definitions and subjective views on this. For me and my experience, it's the creation and extraction of value, which indeed is a long journey ahead. One that can be lonely, testing, tiring, and exciting all at the same time. I'm sure many can attest to that as you all go through your own entrepreneurial journeys, some easier than others. Successful entrepreneurs all have distinct characteristics, but for me, it's the grit, commitment, and discipline that's required to take an idea to a successful business or take your business to the next level. It's continuous learning on a daily basis, and truth be told, it questions your being and raises doubts about who you are all the time. What you thought you know sometimes works, but most of the time you are learning as you go along and have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We often get so caught up working in our business that we don't have time to work on our business. This is where making time to think becomes crucial. Having a clear and open mindset is imperative to ensuring that sound business decision making is practiced within your business, no matter the size. And now I know that's easier said than done, as there are so many factors in and out of our control that affect the decision making and the way our businesses are conducted. Factors such as the economy, competition, your internal operations, your marketing, your business strategy, actually selling your product and service, just to name a few, are all important elements to take note of. From personal experiences, what I feel really worked for me to assist in trying to block out the noise and stay on the path is mental wellness, or as others refer to it now as mindfulness. While it definitely is challenging to try being mentally fit, it sure has many benefits as your ability to control your mind and shut off in the time of noise is really powerful and crucial. In addition, there are tons of research available about the beneficial effects of meditation and simple breathing exercises have on your ability to think creatively and proactively. It could be called your internal navigator. Why this is important for entrepreneurs is that daily you will be pulled in so many different directions, having to make important decisions with little or no decision making time. Having the ability to calm your mind allows for a more logical and thought process, taking into consideration the pros and cons of your decision, and most importantly, the impact it will have on your business. You cannot make business decisions or with emotions running high and your mind all over the place. Rest assured, this wasn't always the case for me, and I still too struggle with this from time to time. I had learned through the years many hard lessons, and it's never a one size fits all approach. Take a step back out of the situation and asking yourself very real and personal questions always works well in better understanding your coping mechanisms and emotional thought process. While this may seem very confusing, difficult to digest, and difficult to think of, it's actually quite easy. Some examples of questions to ask yourselves, while they may be quite simple but are so often overlooked, is what can you do to calm your mind? Do you even have an objective sounding board? Do you work with a plan and now to prioritize? What motivates you? Do you have a space to have some time out, be it at home or at your office? These are just some of the questions that can be asked and reflected on. We often also get caught in the unnecessary detail. Don't get me wrong, knowing the detail is great, but should we be a jack of all trades? Or rather focus on your strengths and leave the rest up to capable, trusted personnel or friends or family helping you out? Entrepreneurship isn't an exact science, and every entrepreneurial journey is very different. But what matters most is that you embrace it and never give up, and always remember the reasons why you chose to be one. Speaking of entrepreneurial journeys, we have an exciting partnership, as Sam and Jason alluded to earlier, to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. Launched between the Global Chamber Manila, led by Colin Christie, BounceBack Philippines, who I'm sure you've seen all over the media and social media, continuing to do great things amongst the various communities within the Philippines, and a whole range of other partners committed to assisting with Filipino communities in bouncing back. More of this partnership will be shared with when Colin and Sam take the mic later. But without further ado, speaking next is Colin Christie, who will share some insights into the gathering of your thoughts and turning them into a successful business. Who has a very interesting and diverse skill set and has been involved in successful global entrepreneurship initiatives for many decades. Thank you for listening to me, and we wish you all the best on your journeys. Over to you, Colin.
Thank you very much, Deshan. It's great to see you. I can see it's still daylight there. You're going into the cooler season in Johannesburg, my hometown. I've lost the accent. You still have it. And we're going into our very hot period here. So it's great to see you. So I'd also like to thank BounceBack and Sam and Jason and all the other partners. We're very excited about this partnership that's being launched. This is episode 1, as Sam alluded to, of a 10-part series, weekly series. So we hope to see you back here each week this time. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to gather your thoughts and turn them into business. As Deshen was alluding to, he talked to you about the mindfulness, how to sort of focus your mind. That's a very big part of being a successful entrepreneur. I'm going to tackle a little bit the nuts and bolts in terms of some tried and true, proven methodologies that we really highly advise that you take on board if you haven't already. So I think I have a couple slides that I'm going to show you, if they can queue up that. So really, I'm just going to very briefly cover 2 topics. Some of you may already be familiar with this. For some of you, it might be new. One is something called a business model canvas, and another is something called SWOT. These are not new techniques, but as I said, they're tried and proven techniques, and really something that sometimes we as small businesses, with all the myriad of things going on and how busy we are, we forget to be a little bit more structured and to take a little bit more structured approach. So so let me just address those 2. So the first one is this idea of a business model canvas. And you can actually just go online, you can Google search this term business model canvas. You can find a myriad of templates that are freely available for you to access. The idea behind this is to think through the key elements of what it's going to take to turn your business into success. And you can see them listed here. So we're talking about partners that might be important in your business, the key activities, the task list of things that you need to do, the resources that you're going to tap, the value proposition, what is it that you offer to the customer that's of value, how will you develop the relationships with your customers, what channels will you use to distribute your products? Is it all online digital, or is it a physical product, a storefront, a small storefront, a combination of these things? And then very importantly, who are your really key customer segments? Probably not necessarily marketing to everyone. There's certain people who are going to be more interested than others in your offerings. And then ultimately, you can see that those support the 2 boxes at the bottom. What is your cost structure? What drives your costs? And what drives your revenue? So if you think about this, it should be somewhat obvious or even intuitive that these are important. But what I'm asking you to do, and really advising you to do, is to write these things down. I think I find a lot of, especially micro entrepreneurs, They tend just to kind of keep things in their mind, or scribble things down, but not in a structured way. So this is actually a deceptively simple way of forcing yourself to answer these core questions, questions about your value, questions about your customers, and write them down. And you can actually maybe blow this up into a large poster board, put it up on your wall someplace, and then use little Post-it notes and write the responses to each one of these key items, and just post them, just tape them onto the wall, tape them onto the board. Because this shouldn't be a one-time exercise. This should be dynamic. This should be something that you review on a very frequent basis and say, gee, is this still representative of what we're trying to do? And it's just a really powerful exercise. So as I said, some of you may be familiar with this, others who are not. Don't be intimidated by it. It's actually fairly straightforward, and I really highly encourage you to tackle this. Then the second technique, and again, this is tried and true, it's not a new technique, but very powerful, is something that we call SWOT analysis. And SWOT is an acronym. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So here again, this is something that's very important that you do once you've got your business model canvas in place. For each of the elements that you put in your business model, ask yourself, gee, am I strong at this? Am I weak at this? If I'm weak, what do I need to do to strengthen my capabilities? And then what opportunities have I identified, and what threats might have to my business? Threats, economic threats, threats from competitors, etc. And then write these things down, and then this just brings to you some discipline. So going back to what Duchenne said, I think if you combine these two ideas, the mindfulness, the way you approach the thinking about your business, and then with just two very basic techniques, then this is a really great way to get started. So we're going to, in the next 9 weeks, after starting next week, we're going to be covering many topics that really sort of cover each of these elements in this business model canvas. You can see it on the screen now. We're going to be talking about innovation. We're going to be talking about marketing and digital channels. We're going to be talking about strategy and leadership, a little bit about analytics. We're also going to talk about finance, accounting, and legal, etc. So you'll see this. We'll also have these schedules posted, of course, on our Facebook page. So we really encourage you to tap into these resources each week. And so I just want to say a word to you about Global Chamber. One of the reasons why we're so excited about this partnership is because the mission that we have and the mission that BounceBack have is so well aligned. We really share what we're really trying to do with Global Chamber, and I run the Manila chapter of Global Chamber, is to help businesses grow. And indeed, this is the mission of BounceBack as well. We span across the entire globe in 525 metropolitan areas around the world. And we're a membership-based organization where we make warm and trusted connections, and we provide you access to this tremendous business resources. So I do encourage you to learn more about what we offer. You can see our website address and our Facebook page here. I also encourage you to get in contact with me and network with me through LinkedIn, my LinkedIn information there. And then certainly visit the newly launched Global Entrepreneurship page that we have on Facebook. Many of you probably are watching this right now on that page, or you found out about this event on that page. And so what I want to do next is we're going to show you a video, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Business Enabling Toolbox. We're very privileged to be able to bring this to the Philippines through Duchenne's organization. So let's just have you view the video now.
BET is your trusted digital advisor, available to you 24/7. It will guide you through key functions in your business, no matter the industry or size, all in a single platform. BET's unique self-diagnostic approach helps you understand what should be done, why you need to do it, and most importantly, how it should be done, by providing your business with key learnings for everyone and how to implement these, a unique tailored action plan for growth and sustainability, real-time performance insights, and access to other potential clients and suppliers to help you grow. You don't have to be an expert, you just need to have the right tools. BET gives this to you by providing coaching support, pre-populated templates to use across all functions in your business, sharing of useful information from leading publications and industry leaders, and our Translate feature allows you to use BET in many different languages on any device. Let BET help grow, improve, and transform your business. So how does it all work? Log in with your chosen profile details and choose a module to explore. Start by playing the introductory video for an overview of the module. Read and understand your key learning takeouts and complete the module. Once you are confident that you have gained enough insight, complete the self-assessment by selecting and submitting the applicable answers. Based on your answers, your tailored action plan will have coaching tips and, in some instances, a downloadable pre-populated template to assist you immediately in your business. You can track improvements, retake the assessment, or visit your action plan history to view all your previous assessments. You could also explore the toolbox for downloadable templates which could benefit your business, or browse other useful resources available to keep abreast of global business trends. Do you, at any given time, know how profitable your business is, or whether your business is growing? BET provides a complete business manager that can help you and your business with quotations to customers, recording of sales for service or product businesses, whether from a point of sale, online, or recurring subscriptions, an integrated invoicing function that alerts on overdue invoices and updates your business records real-time when payments are made, generating of delivery notes for stock to be delivered if needed, real-time stock management with multi-location functionality, providing insights and alerts on fast-moving items and low stock levels, supplier management, which assists with purchase orders, statements of accounts, and payments to suppliers. Client management provides insights on who your customers are, how much they owe you, and their patterns of spending. Employee management for payroll and attendance monitoring. Reports which provide information on your business performance, such as profitability, income and expense statements, and customer and supplier statements, real-time. Task scheduling, tracking, and monitoring within your business to ensure that set deliverables and objectives are met. You can also choose to be part of and have access to a global directory of subscribers, which gives you an opportunity to increase sales, collaborate, and possibly even find opportunities to grow your business. With a click of the button, you can get access to potential customers and suppliers, where growing your business couldn't be easier. With our affordable plans, you can purchase a subscription period that is best suited for your business as well as its size. If you choose a multi-user subscription, BET gives you the option of assigning roles and key modules to your employees so that everyone in your business can be upskilled. Imagine having a multi-skilled workforce that has action plans, clear accountabilities, and a consistent message driven throughout your business. This can only mean one thing: growth, transformation, and sustainability. With BET, you don't have to take on your challenges alone.
Okay, thank you, Colin.
Great.
Thank you for that video. Okay, so I think we should bring back the Shen too. Okay, everyone. Okay, so this is an exclusive offer for all BounceBack, members. So again, the Shen has given us 70% off for the BET Grow plan, and in addition to that, 10% of the proceeds would go to the of course, our COVID relief efforts. We've been helping since day one of BounceBack Philippines. We facilitated over 1 billion pesos worth of donations already through our various efforts, throughout 14 months of our existence. Okay, so again, Dishen, thank you very much for providing this. We'll also be posting this on our groups. We'd like to invite everyone to please join us. We have a page already called Global Entrepreneurs page. You can get more information from our friends from Global Chamber, and of course BET. If you like this page, also please join this group. Initially, this is for our early adopter program members, but once vetted, you can join and be part of the Global Entrepreneurship group also. And we're still open, right, Colin and Dishan? We're still open for our early adopter program. Again, if you we have several slots more available for BounceBack Philippines members. Again, Jason has posted this already. It's an announcement in our main page, but we're going to post it again. An early adopter program essentially is that it will allow you to, well, first, you'll get a 1 year free access to the BET platform. That's one. And secondly, you'll have access to coaches and mentors, both from BounceBack Philippines and Global Chamber. And of course, the team of Dishan will be on hand to help you in your entrepreneurship journey as you build your local and global business. Okay, so please sign up for this. We're going to post the link to EAP. So Eileen, can you please post it later in the comments of the chat? Okay. So gentlemen, it has been only 30 minutes. So we figured that we haven't shared actually to our bigger community portions of our previous press conference. But what we shared there is that there were 2 studies that we mentioned. Let me just pull it up. One is from I think Salesforce.com on the challenges of entrepreneurs at currently. Okay, I'm going to show it now. Okay, so this is from Salesforce research, right? So they interviewed the 100 plus SMB leaders, and this research shows that there are factors that constrains the operations of SMB. So number 1 is meeting customer expectations is on the upper left. Access to capital and money is the second, and then number 3 is establishing and maintaining business processes. They also have personal challenges for business growth, like acquiring new customers, which maps with the first constraint, right? Planning for the long term, and third, financial management. Okay, and then tough factors constraining future growth. Okay? Maintaining financial growth, of course, you need to be generating revenue and sales, right? In order for you to have a future, you need to meet the short-term goals first. Then meeting customer expectations, and then establishing and maintaining processes. Top customer experience challenge that they called out is being innovative, bringing innovative offerings to market, personalizing customer engagements, and then implementing safety or sanitation measures. So these are the ones that our Filipino SMBs called out. Calling another study, this one from IDC, commissioned by Cisco. These are the digitalization challenges of Filipinos and entrepreneurs. 19% of them don't know where to start. Okay, and then 15% lacks commitment. Okay, personal commitment probably, and then 40% has lack of talent. Okay, and then their priorities though says that 26% of them wants to deliver better or improve customer experiences, and then 22% of them wants to improve operations and service delivery, and then 19% wants to improve sales and marketing. Okay, so with those challenges in mind, so maybe we'll ask Dishen first. In your experience, how do SMBs address these, or MSMEs as we call them in the Philippines? These digitalization challenges, these process challenges, these getting customer challenges, and then planning for the future challenges that they have called out in these 2 studies.
Thanks for the question, Sam. I think fantastic question. From what we've seen, I think we've had many conversations that our landscape for MSMEs down in South Africa and Philippines is quite similar. And while we have many or lots of constraints, I think the openness to collaborate and network is very important to combat a lot of this. And I think you've got to be as Colin alluded to, you've got to plan. You've got to be adapting on a daily basis. If you're not, if anything, if we use the pandemic as an example, it's taught us that we need to be pivoting our business on a constant basis. Otherwise, you will be left behind. And I think many of the factors that were highlighted from as part of the statistics in your slides, access to funding, capital constraints, knowledge, planning, that filters into exactly, on parts that Colin and I actually touched on our talks, is that having a clear mind, being open, to networking, to collaborating. I think if anything, technology has broken down the barriers in the past year, and it's made business a lot easier. Many years ago, you could not, as a small entity, do business on a global scale. But with organizations such as the Global Chamber, for example, a technology, a community such as BounceBack, I think what it does is it actually breaks down the barriers and levels the playing field for smaller business to go to the world. And I think it's being able to identify these opportunities, as a business owner, that would really put you in a more of an innovative mindset for you to actually be looking not within the bounds of your own region or country, but globally as well, to look at ways to possibly, with regards to capital constraints or funding or training for that matter. We come in with BET all the way down in South Africa, but yet the platform is, sort of commercialized on a global scale. So I think it's being open to these types of opportunities that are presented as a business owner, and seizing that moment.
Yeah, can I pick up on that? Seize the moment. Yeah, one of my favorite words when it comes to mindfulness of running your business is intentional, or be intentional. And what happens is, and we've all been small business operators and owners. What happens is, it's very easy to become reactive. You get up, you're working long hours. You get up in the morning. You suddenly remember the 10 things that you didn't get to yesterday that are piling up, and you just plow right into it. And then the day goes by very quickly, and you realize at the end of the day, my gosh, I just reacted all day long to things, and I wasn't intentional going about building my business. And so I showed a couple of very basic tools, a moment ago, but one of the things that I really appreciate about what Deshaun has built with the Business Enabling Toolbox is it's a tool to help you be intentional. It's a tool that you will sit down. It should be the first thing you do, maybe over your cup of coffee and your bowl of cereal, or your toast, or whatever it is that you're having. Go into the platform and plan out what you're doing. So if you've already used the couple tools that I suggested, then you can map out, you kind of know where you need to put your focus and your effort. And I think you'll find that in the BET platform, that's what it's all about. It's about continuing to see the big picture and not getting into that reactive mode. Hey, look, of course you're going to be somewhat in reactive mode. I'm not trying to paint a world that's not realistic. You're going to have to balance that reactive part of the day with the intentional or proactive part of the day. But at least you have the opportunity. Sam, you might comment. The statistics are not pretty when you look at how many businesses fail in the first few months or first year. The odds are stacked against you. Let's just be honest about it. So how do you sway those odds back a little bit in your favor? Then I think this is what we're trying to convey. And I think, looking ahead over the next 9 weeks, we're going to be delving into each one of these intentional things that you should be doing about how to run your business.
Gentlemen, you're both from South Africa, right? And a famous South African is now rocking the world, like Elon Musk. And then he was asked this question, like, wow, do you have any encouraging words for entrepreneurs? That's the question posed. And one of his asked me anything. And then Ellen said, if you need encouragement, you should not be an entrepreneur. So any comment on that one? So really, both of you hit it spot on, right? At the end of the day, it has to come from within, right? So that's why that's what Tishan said, the mindfulness, and then the commitment really to be there, rain or shine, good days, bad days, etc. You need to stand up and you need to solve the problem that you have identified, right? So that's the toughest part, right? What about sustaining it? So, like, how do you
Yeah,
sustain it? Like, that's the,
yeah.
what the news says. Yeah.
I think how to sustain it. That's why we're here. That's why we're here talking to you today, right? I think too many small businesses here in the Philippines, they kind of feel like they're going it alone. That they're not in a community that helps them and supports them. So beyond the nuts and bolts of the toolbox and what we're doing, it's becoming part of that support group. Where we can exchange ideas. You mentioned the Facebook private group that we've set up for the early adopter program, also our public page. Message us, message your fellow entrepreneurs, your fellow early adopters. Let's help each other. Let's support each other. That's what makes it sustainable, because every day you will have questions that arise that you'll not be quite sure what's the best way to go. Reach out to the community that we're building. So that's, to me, the other really key component of this partnership. Yes, it's about education and coaching and mentoring. Yes, it's about tools, but also, probably most importantly, it's about community building. It's about sharing and helping each other. And I think that's why we're here.
Yep, we have a question, Colin and Dishan, from one of our EAP members, Maxine Mamba. So, hey, Maxine, good afternoon. She asked, could you take us through how you prioritize your tasks for the day, month, and week? So, excellent question, Maxine. So, who wants to go first, gentlemen?
You want to take a
Shen,
stab at it
go
first,
ahead.
Colin?
Go ahead,
Okay,
Shen.
okay. So I think with me, I get off to a very early start in the morning, usually around 4 a.m. South Africa time. And it's human nature, right? The first thing you do is you reach over to your cell phone. You have tons of unread emails. You have a big to-do list. But what I've done is I've started looking at ways to actually deal with the most important tasks first, and it all depends on how you're wired, right? Some people function a lot better in the mornings versus in the afternoon. I try to get out of most my important tasks out by 9, 10 a.m. In the morning, and then start looking at the less sort of severe tasks around midday, and then towards the end of the day, obviously just catching up on some of the emails and so forth. So it is really something that you would have to go through yourself to understand exactly, are you the night owl type of person, are you the morning person, where do you function best? Because ultimately for me, my clearest of sort of mindset, and I'm more centered, for the lack of a better word, in the morning. So it works really well for me to rather get out the most important tasks in the morning, and then look at the sort of, not that all the tasks aren't important, but look at the sort of less important tasks towards the end of the day. I'm not too sure, Colin, if you follow a similar
Yeah.
approach. And I don't use to-do list. Just if I add that, everything is put into my calendar, because I find that I need one place to look at everything. And I think having a calendar, having a to-do list, it just becomes a bit much. And, going back to BET, we actually designed it in that way, so that we call it a companion, where you're able to have everything put into the platform, which automatically reminds you, so that you're not scrambling and looking for pieces of paper that you've written something down on, or you've got something in the drawer that you forgot about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we try to keep everything in one place. And I think that's the most important thing, having a central place for what needs to be done, and working from there. And everybody is going to be different. That's just me. I work in a little bit more of a structured way. Colin, on your side, I'm not too sure, Sam, if you work in a similar manner. It'd be interesting to hear how you get through your days.
Sure. Actually, what a great question. By the way, thanks for asking that question.
Fantastic question.
And we didn't discuss this before, so I'm actually smiling. So because I would have given pretty much the same answer. I wholeheartedly agree. Whether you're an early morning person or you're more of a night owl, doesn't matter. Tackle the difficult things first. Don't procrastinate. So whatever it is that you get started for your day, tackle the difficult things first. You're going to be most rested and most able, and it's just also about not letting yourself off the hook and procrastinating. I love the advice about using the calendar, and one little tip I would also put on there is schedule in your breaks. When the pandemic started, I discovered that I was falling into this really unhealthy trap of working through lunch too many days, and so finally the solution was very simple. I actually put lunch on my calendar. And so I get 10 minutes before, noon, I get a little pop-up. It says, it's lunchtime. I go, oh, yes. And I say, and then what happens is I say, oh, I'm too busy. And I say, no, I put it on the calendar for a reason. I have to be intentional about it. I put everything down. I get up. I walk away. I go into my break. And so, yeah, I love this idea of using the calendar. These days we've got the notifications, reminders. We use our calendar. So excellent advice for that. So basically, I just wholeheartedly agree with the advice that was given.
Yep, I just copy and paste your answers, gentlemen. So, but let me add to that one. I celebrate, wins in the day. So that's one thing that we should not forget to do, right? If you, for example, you finish a proposal and you were able to submit it, celebrate. And then if you celebrate more if you win that deal, right? So don't forget to celebrate and to thank, the creator. And then, or also to thank the people that support you, your spouse, your kids, for allowing you to use the internet. like now, Saturday I told me, hey, get out the internet. We're good. We have a webinar right now. So don't forget to celebrate the day, everyone. So that's what I have to add to both of you. Okay. So Maxine has a follow-up question. So again, Maxine, you're earning points for EAP. So let me post it here. Okay. So she's asking, she's very prolific. Is it realistic to have 3 businesses to launch or just one at a time? So.
Oh,
wow, ambitious.
Yep. Okay. So again, gentlemen, up to you. So by the way, Dishen is coming from South Africa right now. So he's 6 hours behind. So it's just about lunchtime in South Africa. And but Colin is local already, everyone. So for information. So yeah.
I think I would answer that by saying, think about the business model canvas that I showed. I put it back up on the screen here, and map out what needs to be done for all of those 3 businesses. If they are synergistic or somehow can be managed together, then you can probably make it work. It's quite ambitious to do 3 at once. But if you discover, oh my gosh, there's virtually nothing in common between these 3, then you're probably asking for trouble. So, you're going to just be so resource limited. So you need to look. I think this is an area. I don't know, Deshaun, if you kind of agree, with that approach. That would be my thought.
Definitely. I think I've been, many years ago in a very similar situation. And for me, it's obviously, like you said, Colin, synergistic, very important, because I think it just makes the collaboration between the 3 businesses a lot easier. But I think most importantly on my side that I'd like to add is, should you be in a situation where you're in completely unrelated fields, for example, for the 3 businesses, as you mentioned, Colin, do the SWOT. Understand what the strengths and the weaknesses are of each organization. And most importantly for me is that you got to be looking at the low hanging fruit, because ultimately you need the quick wins, not only from a progress or a success point of view, but also from a mindset point of view. When you start getting these quick wins and experiencing these earlier on, you have this fuel which sort of drives you to take your business to the next level. So you step out of the reactive mindset and you start looking at the broader picture, being a lot more proactive within your organization. So for me, it would definitely be having a mix between the two. The business model canvas is great, from a business planning point of view, from a segmenting point of view, to understanding exactly what your business is about. But take it a step further and do the SWOT, because I think there you'd be able to also identify a lot of the pros and cons and where you actually can leverage and go to market a lot quicker with your organization, be it all 3 or just one if you choose to start off with one.
Yep. So this is the follow-up question again from Maxine. So, and then you answered it actually with focusing on the low-hanging fruits, Dishan. So she's actually setting up 3 businesses, right? I have a coaching tip for Maxine. If possible, find the partners who share your interest in these businesses. Because 3 at a time, really, it's too much, really.
And I think, Sam, to add to that, you make such a valid point, because I think with the way we've seen the landscape changing, whether you're an MSME, whether you're a larger organization, strategic partnerships and alliances, people usually run in the opposite direction, but they are so powerful for your organization. They open doors and networks that you would ordinarily not have had within your organization. And you have to be you're ready to pivot your organization, because today you find a specific need and you solve it. Tomorrow you've got something completely different and you're doing a 180. You've got to be open to that, and you've got to be embracing every one of those days, because ultimately, if nothing materializes, you at least leaving with the experience of having gone that route. And I think as an entrepreneur, that is important. It's, you'd rather go down the road, and if you succeed, fantastic. If you don't, leave with the learning so that you know not to go down that road again. That's the most important. Learn, unlearn, and relearn, as I mentioned earlier.
Yep. Thank you, Dishan. Gentlemen, let's share with them the competency framework. Some of them have not have seen it yet. But again, for entrepreneurs, don't forget to focus on improving yourself. Okay, so we're going to share with you the 12-point competency framework where you base all of our talks for the Global Entrepreneurship series. So it begins with personal mastery. Dishan and Colleen highlighted that, if you yourself, if you do not master your emotions, manage your fears, at the same time, be financially literate, etc. So all of these actually will be present in the coaching series that we're going to, run in from today up to the next Wednesdays, right? So personal mastery, practicality, ethics, business excellence, technology, legal, ecosystem, people, financial, marketing, sales, and creativity. And this will lead to, of course, this certification program. I'm just going to show it to you. Okay, so if you finish all of the 10 episodes, beginning with this one, and then you pass the exams, we'll be posting, in the BounceBack communities how you can take those exams. You'll be global certified global entrepreneur adept level, okay, by our respective institutions. This is a peer certification program, and we're launching it first through this pilot episode. So hopefully you'll be in our journey that you'll become a master, just like Colin and Dishan, a master global entrepreneur. So hopefully you'll join us throughout this journey. It'll take roughly around 60 plus hours of your time investment, not counting the assignments, the exams, and probably actually also to coach and mentor others as you progress through this three-tiered certification program. So, gentlemen, again, competency. Which is your favorite favorite competency in these 12? That's my question. And what do you think should entrepreneurs focus on first? Colin, maybe you can take the first crack at this.
Yeah, well, I think, of course, they're all important. I think you, I would advise this way rather than picking one. What Deshaun showed in the business enabling toolbox is one of the approaches that I use is that you go through and you answer questionnaires, and it maps out where you need to strengthen. So I think that's what it is I think you need to look at these competencies, then you need to decide which ones of these are you already fairly comfortable with, where are the weak points, and then strengthen in those areas. And if I had to pick one, I would probably start with the first one, which is personal mastery. I think you really have to, master your ability to organize, to think, to plan, to really be intentional about running your business. Without that, all of the other ones will crumble anyway. So I think, if I had to prioritize, that's where I would start.
Definitely, Colin. I think, on my end as well, personal mastery, for me, you've got to keep yourself honest through the journey. You've got to understand exactly what you can do and what you can't do. And, to further add on to what you mentioned, and, we've designed BET exactly for that, for you to identify the gaps within your organization through a self-diagnostic. And I think that's important because you as the business owner knows what's happening within your organization, and by you diagnosing your own organization actually creates a tailored action plan for yourself, which then drives what you should be doing afterwards. So it's the what, the why, and the how. And that's exactly how we've developed it, because I think many entrepreneurs, and we've seen it in the mentorship space as well, is that you have expectations, but the expectations are very easily shot down because you don't really understand what's happening within your organization. And being able to have a view holistically in your business is really, really, really key for you to understand exactly the direction that you should be going, which filters into the sales, the creativity, the marketing, the finance. But you need to have that peg in the ground to understand this is where I am at a before picture, and this is where I need to go in an after picture. And I think that provides a sort of a holistic approach to that. So I would also say personal mastery, because a lot of it is obviously the mindset and being able to be honest through this entire journey as well as an entrepreneur.
Yep. Thank you, gentlemen. So it's personal mastery and then all of the above, right? So,
That's
but yes. Okay, Maxine has a follow-up question actually, which you have answered, but I'd like to read it for our audience. So, do you have decision-making models that you use the most, or is most helpful, or any question that you ask when making choices? Like actually, Dishan, like the assessment tool is really will help them with this one. So, Maxine, please take the EAP. You've signed up already, so start using the BET. So yeah. Okay, anything to add there? Maybe on top of that, any other decision making tools that you use or models for Maxine and our other entrepreneurs?
I think maybe I could answer that by putting in a plug for a future episode. We're very fortunate that in a few weeks we're going to have Sherwin Palayo from the Analytics Association of the Philippines as talking about how small businesses can even use data and analytics, right? So I think that's it. It requires a little bit of mastery around. I think decisions should be data driven. Of course, intuition and experience, that doesn't go out the window by any means. But if you combine your business intuition, your experience with data, and you make your decisions based on that, you've got a little bit of understanding of how to extract value from the information that you have, then that's the key to making sound decisions. So I think that's what I would say. And so, yeah, I think when is it there? It's going to be June 30. So stay tuned, please. How small businesses and entrepreneurs can gain insights through analytics. So I think definitely we're going to be answering that question in a lot more depth on that on June 30.
Okay, thank you, Colin. Also, we have one of our audience says, okay, thank you for this initiative. Mabuhay kayo. Mabuhay is like long live, right? So, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Antonio. So, hope you can also join our, our communities, the Facebook page and the Facebook group soon on LinkedIn, right, gentlemen? So, please watch out for that. Okay. Okay, so we're just about close to wrapping things up. So, any last words, Colin and Dishan for for our community members at BounceBack Philippines?
Well, my closing words would be, number one, thank you very much, Sam, Jason, Deshen. I'm so excited to be in partnership with all of you. We've been working behind the scenes together a lot, and I'm really excited about the passion and energy that we all share. So that's really exciting, and we hope that we can extend that to the entire community. I think I would just again say, let's give, this is a mentoring and coaching session. So let's give an assignment, give a homework assignment. I also teach at college level, so I'm used to giving homework assignments. So your homework assignment is go and sign up, like the Facebook page, join the private group, get involved with the early adopter program. We've removed all the barriers for you to get into the toolbox and start. One of the other things I like to say is it shouldn't be food for thought. No, it's not food for thought. It's food for action. So what we're giving you today is food. We want you to take the action. So thank you very much for including me today.
Yes, just on my end, as I mentioned at the media launch, it's such a synergistic relationship. Colin, you and I have been chatting about this for months. With Sam as well, and I think we all share. That's what it is. You touched on it earlier. It's the passion. It's the passion for uplifting communities, the economies in which businesses operate, and obviously the livelihoods of people. Right. I think where we are now, many economies are going to be looking at entrepreneurship, especially in the MSME space, to actually start, sort of reigniting the economy, for the lack of a better word. And I think that we're in a really unique position because what we have to offer amongst us really does just that. And for us, it's just a passion and being able to have businesses grow and sustainable, and contributing to the economies. I think that's what's the really exciting part for us. So thank you again, the Global Chamber, Manila chapter, and BounceBack Philippines, Sam, Jason. We are really excited to walk this journey together with you.
Yep, thank you very much, gentlemen. For those of you who are going to watch this on replay, please do still make a comment. If you have a questions, please post it there. We're going to answer your questions the best we can. But please do join our Facebook page and our Facebook group. Be part of our early adopter program. We still have a few slots left. Meanwhile, let me post to you, if you can't wait to try out BET, we're going to share with you the discount code. Again, 70% off. A $350 price for the business enabling tool. Please type in this code when you go to the site. We posted the link to the BET site, and we're also going to be posting this also on our BounceBack channels. And don't forget, if you purchase this one, 10% of the proceeds will go to BounceBack Philippines COVID relief efforts. Plus, we'll be also sharing with you additional benefits soon. For example, coming up, how to be part of the BounceBack Philippines, BounceBack Academy, learning portal. And of course, Colin's going to make, I won't preempt it, but it's going to make an announcement from Global Chamber in our next episode. Again, we're going to post to you our next episode later as we end the show. It's going to be Raylog 2, right, Colin? The bannering next week.
Yes,
so
talking about innovation.
The three of us will be back to also banter with Ray. He's one of our local entrepreneur leaders in the Philippines. Has been in the BounceBack community too. So with that, we'd like to again thank our two gentlemen from South Africa. Colin Krishy and Dishen Maharaj. Thank you very much, Dishen, for giving us your lunchtime for this talk, and looking forward to see both of you again next week. So please, let's play the BET video again, Sean. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you, and see you next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
BET is your trusted digital advisor, available to you 24/7. It will guide you through key functions in your business, no matter the industry or size, all in a single platform. BET's unique self-diagnostic approach helps you understand what should be done, why you need to do it, and most importantly, how it should be done, by providing your business with key learnings for everyone and how to implement these, a unique tailored action plan for growth and sustainability, real-time performance insights, and access to other potential clients and suppliers to help you grow. You don't have to be an expert, you just need to have the right tools. BET gives this to you by providing coaching support, pre-populated templates to use across all functions in your business, sharing of useful information from leading publications and industry leaders, and our Translate feature allows you to use BET in many different languages on any device. Let BET help grow, improve, and transform your business. So how does it all work? Log in with your chosen profile details and choose a module to explore. Start by playing the introductory video for an overview of the module. Read and understand your key learning takeouts and complete the module. Once you are confident that you have gained enough insight, complete the self-assessment by selecting and submitting the applicable answers. Based on your answers, your tailored action plan will have coaching tips and, in some instances, a downloadable pre-populated template to assist you immediately in your business. You can track improvements, retake the assessment, or visit your action plan history to view all your previous assessments. You could also explore the toolbox for downloadable templates which could benefit your business, or browse other useful resources available to keep abreast of global business trends. Do you, at any given time, know how profitable your business is, or whether your business is growing? BET provides a complete business manager that can help you and your business with quotations to customers, recording of sales for service or product businesses, whether from a point of sale, online, or recurring subscriptions. An integrated invoicing function that alerts on overdue invoices and updates your business records real-time when payments are made. Generating of delivery notes for stock to be delivered if needed. Real-time stock management with multi-location functionality, providing insights and alerts on fast-moving items and low stock levels. Supplier management, which assists with purchase orders, statements of accounts, and payments to suppliers. Client management provides insights on who your customers are, how much they owe you, and their patterns of spending. Employee management for payroll and attendance monitoring. Reports which provide information on your business performance, such as profitability, income and expense statements, and customer and supplier statements, real-time. Task scheduling, tracking, and monitoring within your business to ensure that set deliverables and objectives are met. You can also choose to be part of and have access to a global directory of subscribers, which gives you an opportunity to increase sales, collaborate, and possibly even find opportunities to grow your business. With a click of the button, you can get access to potential customers and suppliers, where growing your business couldn't be easier. With our affordable plans, you can purchase a subscription period that is best suited for your business as well as its size. If you choose a multi-user subscription, BET gives you the option of assigning roles and key modules to your employees so that everyone in your business can be upskilled. Imagine having a multi-skilled workforce that has action plans, clear accountabilities, and a consistent message driven throughout your business. This can only mean one thing: growth, transformation, and sustainability. With BET, you don't have to take on your challenges alone.